Ladies and gentlemen, I played the best chess player in the world, Magnus Carlsen, in a game of chess. But there's one twist. I had no idea I was playing against him. You see, when I play in tournaments on chess.com, sometimes I like to play on a setting called focus mode, where I basically hide my opponent's username. It puts me at ease, allows me to relax, not get stressed when I see the big, bright name or the high rating. Well, I was playing Magnus on focus mode. In this video, I'm going to show you the game footage of how I slowly realized I'm probably playing somebody pretty good and my reaction, and then I will show you the breakdown of the game. And before we get into the video, come to the European tour. It starts in about a month. I'm going to be in Brussels. I'm going to be in London, Vienna, Berlin, Munich, and in Warsaw. I'm going to be doing live Guess the ELO on stage. I'm going to have special guests, interviews, exhibition matches, and I'll even do a little bit of stand-up comedy. There are still some tickets left to go. Link is in the description. Bring a friend. You can use the code U18 GothamChess in Brussels and London. If you're under 18 years old, you can get 50% off a ticket. Please enjoy. And let's get into the game against Magnus. All right, we have 2 points. I mean, we have 1 point, but I'm foreshadowing. Let's start with E4. I don't know what level of opposition we're playing. Let's go B3. I like this little gambit. We just got a raid from Out Consumer. Hello, everyone. I'm going to turn off emote mode. We're on emote mode because we're playing a tournament on chess.com, and they need us to be in an emote mode. Otherwise, people can help me cheat. So... Anyway. Hello. So yeah, we're playing a tournament on chess.com, and I have to behave myself. I can't look at the chat, so I'm gonna minimize the chat completely. But I'm gonna let y'all entertain yourselves. This is not what you're supposed to do, but since we got a raid, I'd like for all y'all to entertain yourselves a little bit. The question is like, I think I want to castle my king quickly. I gave up a pawn, so... And then, yeah, I think I'm going to castle. I don't know why my opponent's not playing this move. Like, to me, that was a very... Okay, let's attack in the center. Opponent wants this. I was thinking to go here, but then there might be this move. Somehow, like, I'm not ecstatic about this position. A5. Wow. Okay, let's take on A4. I think I have to catch up in terms of speed of play. Like, I think my opponent is playing extremely fast in terms of just like pace of game, like trying to like cook me. So I think I need to match this energy right now. Bishop F5. Okay. I go like here. I need to like create my own threats. I feel like I'm not doing anything. Okay. This is hanging and this is hanging. All right, he's gonna go back. I wanted to go to G1, but like the whole position just seems kind of miserable. All right, let's go back to G1. Let's just try something. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying. Can I just do nothing here? Can I just like drop back? I just want to play that on the next move. Knight f4. Dude, who? There was a fork. Okay. And? Okay. I'm down 2 pawns. I feel like I'm playing somebody good. I feel like this is like a pretty annoying opponent. Like I'm getting nothing. Oh, rook e5. I can resign. Yeah. Maybe I don't resign. What the fuck? It's crazy. What the fuck? 3285? Oh. So, that was my game against Magnus. Magnus will not be a guest on the European tour because he's a little bit too high rated and intimidating. So, you know, again, the game begins, and in the second round of this tournament, I never play higher rated players. You have to understand the way the pairings work. So if there are 50 people in a tournament where there are now, they all have 1 point, the highest rated player, Magnus, would play number 26. You split the 50 into 2 halves, and then one plays 26. Normally, I have a little bit of a higher rating, so I play somebody lower. I play like a 2500 in the second round. So I boot up the game. I'm assuming I'm playing somebody like, 2500, whatever. I open the game with e4. My opponent plays the French. And I play, one of the lines I like a lot. The point is that after black plays the normal French defense, you play bishop to b2, and then they take the pawn on e4. I've had this gambit many, many times. The funny thing is, Magnus himself has played this gambit. He actually has played this gambit with the white pieces. He likes this opening. I've watched him beat a lot of pretty strong players, actually. He plays like g4, and then he has fun. Getting this pawn back, going here, queen e2, long castle. I was shocked when my opponent went e5. So we're basically playing e4. It's as if Magnus went e4, e5 to begin with, and I went b3, and then I got another move. Right? I got another move, which is sort of ridiculous. And it's actually not that terrible. Like, white is only slightly better. I played bishop to b2, obviously, knight c6. And see, now I kind of wish I knew I was playing Magnus. Because I wouldn't have played the move that I played. I kind of felt disrespect. I was like, what kind of a bozo lower rated player is disrespecting me playing e6, e5, wasting 2 moves in the opening? Like, of course, here you play knight f3, you attack the pawn. Maybe black defends the pawn. And then you play like d4 or something. You play a little bit, probably Magnus would have played a bit more actively. Black can't really afford to fall behind so much in such a position because white is just doing very well here. White will develop the bishop and so on. But I was like, this is a lower rated player. I'm going to play a gambit. I'm basically playing a king's gambit. This is like a psychological battle, only I didn't know I was playing the goat. There's no psychological battles with the goat, right? So damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I knew I was playing Magnus, I would have gotten nervous later in the game. But if I also knew I was playing Magnus, I wouldn't have played so stupidly in the opening. The move f4 is basically designed to be taken, at which point I would have either played knight f3 or maybe even queen f3. And then I would have probably taken the pawn back on f4, and then I would have, developed and done something like this. Magnus plays a very common move against the kind of a King's Gambit. King's Gambit, very crazy opening, by the way. He plays bishop c5. It's a very known idea. In fact, there is an opening line in the King's Gambit. This is the King's Gambit, where black actually plays the move bishop c5. And the trick is that if you take in the middle here, queen h4 check is absolutely fatal, and white is losing. So he played bishop c5, knight f3, d6, and now I know from the Vienna that if you ever want to put pressure on the e5 pawn, while the move bishop c4 looks just like a very natural, move that you just play offhand, I knew that I'm supposed to play bishop b5 to put pressure on the knight, to pin the knight to the king, to destabilize the black center, and probably to even take the knight to damage the pawn structure, right? My opponent at this point, the unnamed 3286, plays knight f6. I thought this was I don't know. I thought letting me take this was nice for me, although I don't have to take it. And now the way I'm supposed to play this position is I'm supposed to take on e5. He takes, right? And then I just go queen e2. And my plan here is very straightforward. I'm going to castle this way. So when he castles, I'm going to take his knight, and then I'm going to play knight c3, and then I'm going to castle, and I have a very pleasant position because he can try to attack my king. There really is no attack here. a4 I can take with the knight, and yeah, he can sacrifice material, but I just have more material than him now. So that is what I should have done, right? I should have played takes, queen e2, taken this knight when I had a good opportunity. And actually, I gotta tell you, I really like the position. It looks like he's able to get in over here, but there's no threat. There's no threat in the position, right? Like, even if I let him in, there's no threat. He's not forking anything. He just got his own knight trapped. But I played this incorrectly. I took the knight, and then I was stuck in my mindset of, well, this is a gambit. So he's going to take on f4, and then I'm going to get a big center, and then I'm going to go here and long castle. And, it's blitz. In blitz, you just sort of, you make quick decisions. You're like, oh, he's going to take my pawn, but I'm going to get the, I'm going to figure it out, etc. So I did this, and the computer gives this a double question mark because now black can very safely take this pawn. And the resulting position from the opening is black has an extra pawn and black has two bishops. So I've given I've given the goat a little bit too much, a little bit too much. And maybe it shouldn't have been like this. And I play d4, which is also apparently bad. Apparently I should play knight c3 and castle. Apparently I shouldn't play the second pawn in the middle. If anything, this should support my center. I kind of offhand played this move. What's a more natural move than, putting two pawns forward like this, when you've got the powerful position and everything. And anyway, he just goes back. And at around this moment, I was like, I think I've messed up. And I have messed up for sure because the knight can jump in. If I attack, like my king is in the middle, I'm obviously not going to castle this way. I'm like, okay. I'm also a bit worried that if I play something like, knight c3, he has ideas to get at me over on this side of the board. So I played knight d2. I was like, I'm just going to castle. He castles. I castle. He plays rook e8. And yeah, at this point, the doom and gloom settles in. I am not happy. Now, I still don't know who I'm playing, so I'm actually kind of confident. I'm still sort of, I'm like, I'll figure this out. He's putting pressure here. He has a very easy plan to attack my king. When he plays the move a5, the rook and the bishop team up on that diagonal. He's going to go here. I'm like, I have no idea what the best plan is. I have to do something, so I play e5. I wanted to go g3, take, and maybe even, sacrifice, but okay. I played the move e5. I thought I was getting something done. He jumps the knight to the middle of the board. He's trying to put the knight on e3, and I played g3. And the idea is pretty straightforward, okay? The idea is that we are going to open the position and go for some sort of attack. And if he went knight e3, I was just going to take this pawn, give him my rook, and go like this. And now I cleared off his powerful attacking piece. I have a big center. I'm going to, try to generate some sort of attack. That was my plan. And, he played a5. And actually now the computer doesn't think it's all that bad for me after a5. I took him on f4. And he played a4. He just kept attacking me, right? So I got one of my pawns back just very temporarily. Obviously, he's arriving on the queen side. And now I have to kind of hold my nerves. Like, what am I going to do here? Am I going to go knight c4? I never wanted to play knight c4 because I felt like this pin was just so miserable. Yeah, not according to the computer. It's not afraid at all. It's so unafraid. It's like, yeah, just go ahead. Just totally unafraid. But when he played a4, I played rook g1. I got to tell you, here, I was actually feeling kind of good. I thought I have a direct line of sight against my opponent's king. I have a faster attack than my opponent. Let's go. Magnus took on b3. So now we both have opened rooks to each other's king. Of course, he can still win his pawn back, but I felt like he was going to lose time. The funny thing is, I was expecting him to play this move like, this is a free pawn and it attacks the queen. How can it possibly not be the right move? And I figured what would happen here is I would go here, and he would probably, take, and I can't take like this, and then I would take with a knight, and then he would play like knight g6. This is what I thought was going to happen. But Magnus isn't stupid. So he doesn't have the same thoughts I do. And in this position, even though he can take a pawn and attack my queen, take another pawn, and then protect his king, he plays the best move. Bishop f5 is the best move. He just doesn't even acknowledge my pawn at all. Which just, again, it's like, it's a levels thing. It's like, for me, it's so obvious. You take the pawn, and he's like, the pawn's not going anywhere. White wants to attack. I'm now giving white something to think about while also preparing a coverage of defense. I didn't know what the best move here was. I thought about knight c4, but I didn't think that going for this bishop was the right approach. So I was like, I'm going to keep attacking. Why? Because now when he goes here, I play f5. Look at this. Look at me, right? And if rook g5 and he plays queen d7, well, then I was going to double up, bishop here, f5. So I thought, when I played rook g5, I thought, I'm actually in very good shape. Like, I'm making a comeback. But now, we see the point. He doesn't play knight takes f4 now. It's not a good move now. But it is a good move now. You forget about that. You go, wait, last move, it wasn't good. Because black would lose time. Right. But now when I make this move, he has time to move the knight back. And now he has time to play bishop g6. Do you understand the difference? The very, very subtle difference that, of course, this dude sees. It's a random Norwegian dude. The difference is, had he taken my knight in the previous variation without the bishop here, he doesn't actually have successful coverage of g6. And when his bishop came out, I would have been advancing. So he combines the two plans. He takes my pawn now, leaving both pieces to hang, perfectly dances out of the way, and now he protects himself, and he gains time. If my pawn was on h4 and this was the position, of course I play h5 here. And I played h4 in the game because I'm trying to make something happen. Right? Now what does he do? He plays h6. It's not the best move, but it's, it's a very good move. Whatever, the computer is just a hater. So he kicks out my rook, right? I come back. And what do I want? I want to play h5. I want to play h5, right? I have this major idea. And if you hide the evaluation bar, you still got to, you know what he plays now? What's required? Plays knight f4. So he stops h5, but he doesn't just stop h5. He stops knight e2 check. He threatens knight e2 check. So he's completely controlling the pace of the game, which is like, again, you give me this position against like a 25-2600 rated player, I will find a way to generate a little bit of tricky counterplay against their king, So what do I have to play? Well, I have to stop the threat, right? I attack his knight. And now he takes. Now he takes, opening up his queen and opening up the position, right? Applying more pressure. I take with the knight. What's the idea? Like, now I have pressure on the bishop. Now I have pressure on the knight, and I'm a move away from getting my double rook cannon. Now he, while making me do this, deflects a defender from this pawn and just takes it. I'm not getting anywhere. The really messed up thing about this position is how ridiculously everything works out for black. So he's now up 2 pawns, and even though I've opened up the position, everything is well defended. Rook g4 looks like it wins material, by the way. Looks like it wins material. It doesn't. He could just take it. It looked like a fork, but now, after takes, he's winning. He plays knight e2 check, picks up another pawn. He has 3 extra pawns. I can resign. So I played rook g1. At this point, it's setting in. I'm like, yo, I think I'm playing somebody pretty good. This is pretty crazy. And now he goes back to d5. The amount of times Magnus went knight d5, knight f4 in this game is nauseating. So that knight was on f6. Look at this. It went knight d5, knight f4, knight d5, knight f4, knight d5. It just beat me by moving his freaking knight back and forth. And here I went here. And right as I played this move, I realized, wait a minute, right? He takes. I go knight f3, and I thought maybe I had a fork. He has a lot of ways to win here, but he just gave me a check. And dude, he played this game. The game review said he was 3,500. It said he played at the level of Stockfish. Like, the way I was systematically shut down. Like, he took all the right steps at all the right moments, right? Knight d5, like creating this queenside attack, opening up his rook, controlling the game. Yeah, there was nothing I could have even remotely done. What I should have done is in the opening, I should have realized, I just had to be a little bit careful in the opening. It was the opening. I was sort of playing it absentmindedly, and I got really punished for it. So, crazy. Played Magnus, and this time I didn't even know I was playing him. I played him in the most random circumstance in the second round of a Title Tuesday. So, we'll get him next time, boys and girls. Folks, get a ticket to the European Tour. It's in a month, all right? Plan for it. Brussels, London, Vienna, Munich, Berlin, Warsaw. Special guests on stage. VIP tickets, get some amazing perks. In Poland, you can use the code Bartosz. You can get 30% off. In London and in Brussels, you can get an under 18 ticket if you are. You don't buy it as an adult, obviously. See you there. And get out of here.